we perceive a tiny fraction of visual inputs through a bottleneck. The attentional spotlight is centered around the direction of our gaze. The bottleneck makes object recognition difficult and ambiguous. Even in the central visual field, one may be uncertain, for example, whether this is a red flower or a red apple. It has been proposed that the brain can send a feedback to query for additional information, particularly from V1, to resolve the ambiguity. This is as if to look up information from a blackboard. However, this is hypothesized to happen only in the central visual field due to limited brain resources. This framework has predicted the reverse depth illusion. This is illustrated by a 3D depth difference between a disk in front of a ring. Both depth surfaces are covered by random black and white dots. This scene is depicted by a random dot stereogram, giving a veridical perception of the disk in front of the ring. The reverse depth illusion arises when we modify this stereogram to give an anti-correlated random dot stereogram, in which for the disk, each black dot in one eye corresponds to a white dot in the other eye. Such a disk is nonsensical, but V1 neurons tuned to depth are fooled. They respond as if the disk is behind the ring. In other words, these V1 neurons report to higher brain areas that the disk is behind the ring. Vision in the central visual field does not get fooled. It sees the disk as neither in front nor behind. But vision in the peripheral visual field sees this reverse depth illusion reported by V1 neurons, as theoretically predicted. A second prediction naturally follows. This reverse depth illusion should become visible in the central visual field when the feedback query is impaired, so that vision in the central visual field also cannot query the V1 blackboard to veto the fake news reported by these depth-tuned V1 neurons. This prediction is confirmed. The feedback is compromised using a visual psychophysics trick of backward masking, which quickly removes the original visual inputs to make them unavailable for the feedback query. This backward masking is achieved by making the random dot stereogram dynamic, with a very short interval between successive frames of the dynamic stereogram.